Hey, what is up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Imon here at Money Host. So today in this video, I want to share with you guys why do a lot of new investors actually lose money by investing in the stock market. Since the beginning of the pandemic, between 2020 and 2021, tens of millions of new investors have signed up for a brokerage account and started trading on apps like Robinhood. And most of them are actually losing money. But why? You see, the simple answer is they're buying into the momentum and selling into the fear. My question to you guys, are you buying the dip or you're selling in this current market volatility? Let me know in the comment section. You see, most new investors start buying or investing into stocks when everything is going up. They start hearing from their friends, families, their mailmen, and of course, our favorite YouTubers and bloggers who are making tens of thousands of dollars by investing into the stock market. Obviously, when they start seeing that, it basically entices a brand new person or investor into the market and try to follow that footstep. And then when they get started, apps like Robinhood has a super colorful UI, make it look like investing is super fun. Their UI is so good that it almost looks like a game that you're just like swiping up and down just to buy and sell stocks. They definitely don't make it sound like it is a serious business. Instead, it's like gamification of investing. And speaking of swiping, please feel free to swipe the like button for the YouTube algorithm, which costs 0 cents to you. So most of these new investors have started right beginning of the pandemic in 2020 and into 2021. But now that pandemic is ending, all these new investors and market is losing its mind. Basically, everyone is freaking out as the market is coming down and started a correction. And now, of course, obviously, we have Russia invading Ukraine, which is not helping at all. My prayers and thoughts are with the people of Ukraine. However, historically, geopolitical events don't necessarily affect the US stock market over the long term. Probably for a couple of weeks, that's pretty much it. You probably don't believe me, and then why should you? So this is a clip from Warren Buffett about the World War I and II and during the 9/11 attack.
We've had world wars, we had 9/11, we had the Cuban Missile Crisis, we have all kinds of things. The best single thing you could have done was just buy an index fund, never look at a headline, never think about stocks anymore, just like you would do if you bought a farm.
So for a new investor, everything goes well until they start seeing volatility when the stock price fluctuates. You see, volatility can happen for many reasons. From company earning reports, geopolitical events like we're seeing right now, interest rate going up, which we are also seeing right now, US election, and so on. Once the volatility starts, then we start seeing all the finance gurus telling us the world is about to end, how everything is going to go to zero. So in this picture, we see Graham Stephan here that he says it's the end. I'm not sure what does the end means, but it's the end. And then other picture, he's showing zero. I'm assuming this is just means that, you know, your stock goes to zero. So maybe you should do something about your portfolio. And the third picture here, we're seeing Meet Kevin. It seems like he looks like Heisenberg here. And there's fire all over the place along with Jay Powell. And the last picture we're looking at is Andre Jick. It seems like he's basically slipping off from all the money that he made in 2021 from YouTube. So once the new investors start hearing from all these YouTubers and everybody else how the stock market is about to crash, it makes the new investor feel like they should do something about their portfolio, either buy or sell or make some adjustment to protect their portfolio. You see, if there are no fundamental changes to a company or stock that you're currently holding, or the reason why you started investing in that company to begin with hasn't changed, then there is no reason to sell your stocks and make your paper loss into a permanent one during market volatility. It's like if you're on a transatlantic flight from US to Germany, more than likely there is going to be turbulence mid-flight. So once the turbulence starts, do you stay calm and get through the flight and get there safely? Or do you say, hey, stop the flight, let me get off. Let me get off middle of the Atlantic here. You see, I cannot speak for you, but when I go through a turbulence during a mid-flight, I just ignore the turbulence and stay calm and get there safely, eventually. It is very difficult to make a call. It is very difficult to make a judgment call what is going on with the market in the short term when you see this kind of market volatility. And no one can make a good judgment during this time, not even the best investors in the world like Warren Buffett.
I know what markets are going to do over a long period of time. They're going to go up. But in terms of what's going to happen in a day or a week or a month or a year even, I've never felt that I knew it, and I've never felt it was important. I will say that in 10 or 20 or 30 years, I think stocks will be a lot higher than they are now.
Everyone can tell you, hey, market is crashing, this is going to happen, the world is about to end. But in reality, no one really knows what is going on, what's going to happen. No one can even tell you what would the market do tomorrow, let alone within the next couple of years or couple of months. I think most retail investors like you and I, most retail investors who started within the last couple of years, it's better to stay away from the market from day-to-day basis and focus on what could happen or where the market would be next 6 to 12 months. Better yet, maybe 3 to 5 years if you're a long-term investor like me. Watching the market on day-to-day basis has a huge psychological effect on most investors when you see this kind of extreme volatility in the market. Because that's when you feel like you're obligated to make a change, you're obligated to make a trade. Maybe you should buy something because something is so cheap, or maybe you should just sell because it keeps going down. Most new investors may not have seen this kind of extreme market volatility. The market volatility we've seen on January 27th, as well as this week on February 24th, these were some of the extreme worst volatility we have seen in a long time. But market actually may have opened super red, blood on the street, but by midday, market actually recovered. So imagine the folks who actually sold it like early in the morning when the market opened at 9:30, everything was down like 4% and you sold it. By end of the day, market went back up. Not only just it recovered the 4%, so market rallied right back about 3 or 4%. So by selling early in the morning when the market opened, they actually missed on the gain on the way back up. That's probably the reason why it's better to ignore these kind of market volatility. So if anything, is there anything to do during a market volatility? So there are actually 3 things that any investors could be doing during a market volatility. Actually, it doesn't have to be market volatility. You could apply these 3 steps for any time in the market. First thing that anyone could be doing is absolutely do nothing. Just sit back, watch things play out. When the market is going through a volatility, just wait, ignore the market, maybe turn your phone off, maybe uninstall the app on your phone and just ignore the whole thing and let things play out. Here is a clip of Josh Brown on CNBC's telling that most investors should be doing absolutely nothing.
The thing for our viewers to remember, what the majority of Americans are probably doing, you could do nothing.
The second thing during a market volatility you could be doing is if you have too much risk exposure, if you have too much of a stock that you don't feel comfortable enough, maybe on the days the market rally, maybe unload some of the risk. Maybe just sell some of it and maybe move your money to stock that you have higher conviction in. So if you own an individual stock, you don't feel comfortable with the risk, maybe it's time to just like unload some of it and move your money to like S&P 500 or just move to somewhere else that you feel more comfortable with. That basically reduces your stress level. And the third thing and the last thing that anyone could be doing during a market volatility, if you don't feel comfortable during market volatility where you feel like you're almost going to vomit in your mouth, if you're a person or some people cannot stomach the volatility, it's better for them not to invest into the stock market at all. Instead, they could focus something that has less volatility, like investing in real estate, like a rental property or something. So let me share with you what I do during a market volatility. 99% of the time, I do absolutely nothing. I just ignore the market volatility, just let things play out because I don't know what's going to happen. What's the point of me selling or buying? I have no clue where the market is going. Once in a while, if I have a high conviction stocks, I may just add to it. If I have the money, I'm like, you know what? I have the extra money. I know over the long term market is going to go up. So I may just add to the positions as long as I have the funding. And the second thing I do during a market volatility, which is very rare, that if I have a low conviction stock, I may just sell it at a loss and add the money to a higher conviction stocks, assuming my higher conviction stock is also down. So example is back in March 2021, when market was going through a similar volatility, I owned Teladoc stocks. It was a low conviction stock for me. So what I did was I sold the Teladoc stock and used the funding to buy Tesla stocks. So sometimes you may have to do that to move out of a low conviction stock and moving to higher conviction stocks. For you, it doesn't have to be Tesla. It could be whatever stock that you're comfortable with. If you have your favorite stock that you like Apple, Microsoft, or something else, or Walmart, Target, whatever that could be for you, or maybe just S&P 500 index fund. If you own an individual stock you have too much of and you almost feel like you want to vomit in your mouth, that's how much risk you have. Maybe it's time to just unload some of it on rally days and add it to your higher conviction stocks. By the way, this is not a financial advice. I am just a guy on YouTube, so don't listen to anything I said. This video is for educational and entertainment only. With that in mind, I hope you guys like the content. Please feel free to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you like the content. If you did not like the content, please also feel free to put a thumbs down and let me know in the comment section what I could do better. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.